Good morning, happy Thursday, happy art day. So most of you have followed my directions as far as last week's assignment of making sure that you have an attachment to your assignment. You're submitting pictures. There are some of you that are still just submitting your work in Google Classroom and there is no attachment and that work is considered missing. So please make sure that you go back if you didn't and watch the video from last week, the assignment that was due yesterday, and you really pay close attention to my directions about how to submit work, because if you don't submit it and attach a picture with it, then it's considered missing. So this week, we are all going to be doing an assignment that has to do with a art contest. Now, you do not have to submit or enter into this contest, but you do have to do the assignment that goes with it. So if you would like to go ahead and submit or enter the contest, you can, but that is up to you. And I will provide you with the details to do that, but the assignment is required, okay? So the theme of the art contest is Art Surrounds Us. And I want you to pay close attention to this picture. So you see a silhouette of somebody, right, that's looking the opposite way, and they're looking at 4 different pictures or images. There are some trees that appear that the person is looking at from below up at. There are some jellyfish. There are, there's a picture of like a city with some lights that look kind of blurry. And there's a picture of a horse. So there is a huge variety of art here. And I think the idea is to think about the fact that really anywhere you look, there's art. So out in nature, right? Jellyfish, trees, animals can be nature, photography, right? The composition, how something like the lines that are in this picture and the lighting, so art really is all around us, and I want you guys to be thinking about what you see around you that is art, whether it be on a walk, things that you can draw, photography, there are all kinds of things, right? You can turn different things into art and make sculptures with things from nature. So I'm going to show you some examples. I'm going to take you on a little walk with me and show you some things that I see that could be art. So let's do that. All right, an example right here, my shoes. Somebody designed these shoes, right? Somebody designed the laces, the color, the fur around the edges. Somebody designed my socks. Somebody designed my pants, right? That's art. Clothing is art. My scarf, right? My scarf has designs on it, and that came from somebody who designed it. So an artist designed that. My headband. My earrings, these are actually from an artist local in Ottawa. These are art, right? Wearable art. This is a piece of fabric that is on my bulletin board. This is art, right? Somebody came up with the design for this fabric. These little cutouts that I bought for my bulletin board, these are also art. Somebody designed them, a designer. And these little paintbrushes, somebody designed those to sell them, and they are art. This is my planner, and it did come like this with the different colors and stuff, but I added some of my own designs to it. But somebody designed the cover for this planner and designed the tabs and all the different things that are in it. So that's art. Somebody came up with this design for a coffee mug. Right? You can put any name on it, but the design was made by somebody, by an artist. All right, guys. Now, I'm out on a walk outside, and I'm gonna make some observations of things around me that could be considered art. Let's see. How about my shadow? Hi guys! Okay, you can still see my shadow, but what about all these little spots of snow? That's like art, right? Like a pattern or design. or this bush, or this twig. What about these cracks in the sidewalk? How could I look at those and think of art? What do you see when you look at those? Use your imagination. What about these water spots? That looks pretty cool. That looks artistic to me. Look what I found. Somebody made some sculptures of some snowmen. Do you guys know what this is? It's a tree trunk. Look at that texture. Look at that. That inspires me. That's very artistic. The textures in there. Look at how the plant. Very cool. Here's another snowman. What about the little animal tracks in the snow? That one looks like a dog. Dog track. I'm assuming these are a lot of little bird prints. What do you think? It's a cool pattern or design in the snow. Here is a rock, and if you look closely, you can see a lot of different shades and colors and texture in the rock. That looks like a piece of art. I hope you guys enjoyed our little walk. Now let's head back to the classroom. All right, guys, now that we are back from our walk, I want to go over a few things with you. I also wanted to mention that maybe when I was on that walk, maybe you observed something or saw something that you thought was art related or remind you of art that I didn't point out, okay? So, first of all, I have some pictures that I actually took the other day. I went out in my backyard and took some photographs of some things that inspire me and art. And some of them might actually look familiar because this one right here, I did point out on our walk some texture, right? Does this look like something that you saw in our little video? What do you think it is? Yeah, it's a tree trunk. So it's an up close picture of a tree trunk, and it looks like art to me. This is a plant that was laying down in the snow, and all these photos are black and white. None of them are in color. This is just some like different patterns and little markings that were in the snow that I thought looked cool. This is another plant. Another plant that I just thought looked really neat. Now, a lot of times what I do personally as an artist is I like to draw and paint based off of photographs that I take. So I may use one of these photographs that I took and take it back and do like a black and white pencil drawing. This right here is actually, if you notice there's like a little nest here, that is a praying mantis nest. So in the spring, hundreds of praying mantis will hatch from that. This is a milkweed pod. And I know I've talked about milkweed before with you guys in probably some of my videos because we have tons of milkweed plants in our backyard to help the monarch habitat or the monarch population by creating habitat for them, because that is their host plant. That's where they lay their eggs. There's another milkweed pod. And then this is actually looking out my front window driveway area across the street, and it was a beautiful sunrise, but it's a black and white photo. That's the way I printed it. So yeah, that's just some stuff that is out in nature and outside that inspires me as an artist, but that's different for everybody. Now, another thing that I did that I thought would help get your creative juices flowing, I reached out to some coworkers and some friends and asked them what they thought about when they heard art surrounds us, which is the theme for this art contest. So these are some of the things that people said. Somebody said using your 5 senses to draw. So seeing, using your sight, like we went on a walk and looked at things. Maybe what you hear, right? Music is also a form of art. Touching, how something feels. Your smell, how something smells. And your taste. And that also reminded me of some artists that draw pictures of food. Let's see. Somebody else said, I think it will make them, talking about you guys as students, I think it will make them think and create a great discussion. So maybe it'll create a great discussion with your family or people at home about art that surrounds us. Somebody said, look out the window. Someone said, I always tell students to draw or paint the things around them. Anything can be art. Someone else said, love that phrase, inspires me to visualize the world surrounding me and contemplate how everyday things can be art. Someone else said, art is creativity and inspiration brought to life. It has touched every facet of our culture, our civilization, our evolution, from agriculture to engineering to sculpture to architecture. Art breathes. It has a resonance that is as tangible as the human experience. Now, there's some big words there, but I will say that I agree with it being creativity and inspiration brought to life. And if you think about engineering and sculpture and architecture, architecture is like someone who may draw plans and stuff to build buildings. So that's also a form of art, right? Drawing and designing plans to build certain buildings. Someone said, I asked them what they would like to dream awake. So maybe you can get inspiration from a dream that you had or something that you would like to dream about as you're awake. Using all of your senses, again, somebody else said calm, nature, and looking at things differently, maybe more carefully. So looking at things very carefully and studying them. Somebody else said art can be in the most unexpected places. Somebody else said, hopefully it will make them look around them and see things from a different perspective. I like that. So maybe sometimes if you're looking at something, I've had it where I'm like looking at my food for lunch and I'm like, oh, look at that. I see a smiley face, right? Out of like my food. So something like that, just thinking and looking at things differently. Okay, now, quick thing. If you are entering the contest, I am going to make a separate video for that for you to look at for all the rules and stuff that I'm going to go over. But if you are going to enter, you need to have your artwork on an 11 by 14 piece of paper. So this is an 11 by 14 piece of paper, and it is bigger than a regular piece of computer paper. This is a regular piece of computer paper, and as you can see, the 11 by 14 is a lot. Not a lot, but it's definitely bigger than a regular piece of computer paper. So please make sure that if you do plan on entering the contest, it does say artwork must be 11 by 14 inches, 2-dimensional, meaning it's flat. It cannot be 3D. It can't be like a sculpture, and flat, not folded. Folded entries will not be judged, okay? So it's important to have a flat piece of paper. So it's going to be some type of drawing or painting or something like that, okay? All right, so your job is to, you're going to really be thinking this week, and everybody's artwork is going to be different, and that makes me so excited because I love seeing what you guys come up with, because you guys are all so creative and have great imaginations and are just wonderful little artists. So this week, I want you to think about what you're going to create, and I want you to create your drawing, your painting, whatever it may be. Maybe it's going to be a photograph. Maybe you're going to take a photograph and then draw from it. You can do that too. And that's it. If you guys have any questions, please reach out. Again, I am going to create another quick video where I go over all the rules for the contest if you want to submit your work for that contest. That's not a requirement for this assignment though. You don't have to do that. That's an option. So that's it. I hope you guys all have a great day, great week, and I'll see you next week. One little thing I forgot to add. I would like you to please take a little video of yourself explaining your artwork and why you chose what you did. Because if you are, well, that's just for me, for my assignment that you're supposed to do. But also, if you are entering the contest, they do want you to have a brief written statement on the back of your entry that describes how the theme relates to your creation. So even if you're not entering the contest, I would like you to take a brief little video of yourself explaining why you did what you did and how your piece of artwork ties in with the Art Surrounds Us theme.